follow it on there. Because I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. There you go. Awesome. The kid's way.
Huh?
The kid's way.
Gets the job done. Ooh, people gonna get a chance to see me do my knot.
Oh yeah, let's see. There we go. 6 people already, holy cow.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so we're running a skeleton crew here right now. There's nobody on the camera, it's just me and Shehan. We're gonna be kind of following along on the phone, and neither one of us can see because we're both not wearing our glasses, so it's gonna be this is gonna be a real show. For those of you that don't know Shehan, Shehan is the guy that runs the whole gym. Like a lot of you guys think that this is my gym and the coaches, we're the ones that are running the show, but it's actually him. He does everything. All right, he's the one, he's responsible for the whole administration of the gym. It's pretty good. So if you're happy that the gym has exploded in the last couple of years, talk to this guy, it's his fault. Awesome. All right, so are we waiting, we chilling, we hanging, what are we doing?
We got 8 people, so.
All right. So we're kind of winging this one. So like if you guys have anything you want us to talk about, definitely type it in there. There was one question that somebody was asking the other day about, and it was actually in person, not in person, but like in chat, that they were talking about the fan sweep, and this is actually a good question. The fan sweep is one of our fundamental curriculum moves, and it's like a staple of Jiu-Jitsu, but it's one of those things that not a lot of people do well. Similar to like the side sweep. Everybody knows the side sweep or the scissor sweep, but not a lot of people do it well. So yeah, I was gonna go over that. Let's try it. Let's start over here. Where's our piece of tape? There we go. All right, so we're starting off in the fan sweep. Actually, let's move that stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
So to do an example of what it looks like first, Shehan's going to be posting behind. He's going to be not posting. He's going to be leaning back because I'm trying to pull him forward. He's leaning back. What I'm going to do is boom, boom. Awesome move, one of my favorites. I do it a lot no gi, actually. But you might want to keep that here, make sure we're staying centered and stuff.
Right.
So one of the issues that I have, or that I see people have with the fan sweep, is they have a hard time getting up. So they're just trying to do like a sit-up, and it's hard. They're pulling with their legs. It's not happening. First of all, I gotta get rid of that. Right? I don't want to have the post. A lot of times people are on the hips or whatever. But so getting up is the first skill you have to learn. The first thing I have to do is open my legs, and I need to be able to rock up onto my elbow with my hand. So like without a partner first. We have to do this drill. I'll start from here. Where we're just starting back and forth. I want to get some motion going. From one side, I'm going to roll across my elbow, across my back to my other elbow, then my hand, and up. I want to post directly in line behind me, not out here. Right? Pick my hips up. I'm going to roll across, pick up. Roll across, pick up. Roll across, pick up. The reason why this is important is because I want to have a rolling way to get up instead of just trying to do a sit-up. It's going to be hard. Also, a lot of people try and get up with their legs closed. I'm going to tell you, very, very important, you cannot do the fan sweep sitting up with your legs closed. You have to open before you. And then I'm going to sit up on his lap. If I try and sit up with my legs closed, I just pull him onto me, and I can't sit up, right? Even without him pulling onto me, if he gives me a stable base, this is still very hard. I can practice my rocking, of course, in real life when I'm doing this. I'm not going to do this in front of the guy 5 times in real life. Even though sometimes I do that when I'm training because it just weirds the guy out. He knows, it freaks him out. But I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, open. Across, up onto my hand. My hand is behind me. Another common mistake is to go here. But now when I go up, if he tries to push me back, I don't have a post. 1, 2, 3, open. Elbow, hand, post. So now even when he tries to push me, my hip's coming up, right? The next hand comes over the head, pats the elbow, right up against the body. Now look, I'm going to look, and I drive my hips, and I'm going to turn and put his butt down, or put his back down right next to me. Oh. We should land right next to where we landed, facing the same direction. I'm not pushing him over or pointing over there anywhere.
Matt's just talking shit.
Is he?
I see you, Matt.
All right, so I'm here. Now when I'm doing this, the setup is really important because he needs to be pulling back, right? If he's driving forward, it's not the time to try and come up. A lot of times I'm going to be getting the collar, I'm going to be trying to do my thing, and he's going to be pulling back, pulling away, maybe trying to get my grip off, right? Yeah, and he's back, and he's leaning like this, right? Boom, open, round it up. Over the shoulder, pat the elbow. Hips up, then turn. And I got him. Another common mistake, which leads into the next one, next option, is I go, open, come up, but I don't get the arm. A lot of people would wrap, or they're trying to wrap, or they're just holding. They're not controlling the arm, so when I bump him, he posts his arm out, right? It's natural reaction. He's not going to want to go, so posts, right? So from here, I like to jump my post hand right to his wrist, right? And then I go right into my Kimura. I lock up my Kimura grip, but right now I'm flat on my back. I need to get on my side. I kick this leg right here, straight, and scoop my butt out. Then I throw my leg over the top. Slide the wrist right up the thigh. Good. All right, so I'm rocking. 1, 2, 3, open. Look, I don't have to worry about him passing, right? Because look, if he's down and open my legs, he's in position to jump out. If he's pulling back, right, I open, he's leaning back. He's not in a position. He needs to get his head and shoulders forward to be able to get up on his leg, right? So the timing is important. So I'm doing my thing. I'm trying to go for my collar. He's pulling back. He's back. 1, boom, right? I miss it though. I miss his elbow. He posts. Dive to the wrist. Lock it up. Scoot the butt out. Throw the leg over. Slide the wrist up. Anybody have any questions on that?
No.
Good to go. What's Matt saying?
They're just talking about, Dan is talking about my hair and Matt's talking about my belt tie, so.
It's good stuff. All right, the last one is, the last combo for this set is the guillotine. So I'm here, I'm doing my thing, he pulls back, he's leaning, I get my angle, open, across hands, post, right? But now he goes to push me back, right? I'm gonna do my jump out. There's a lot of things going on there. I'll do it slower in a second. My hand comes around, fingers to the sky. I get my guillotine grip, high elbow, pull him back. Oh, he's gonna, I don't even know if we're still on the screen. Let's see.
We're on the screen.
Yeah, okay. with this one, one second. When I go to get up, he pushes back into me. The motion is I have to throw my butt back behind the line of my head and my shoulders. So if you notice, my head and shoulders stay in this area of space. It's my butt that goes back. My head and shoulders have to be in front of my hips, right? If I'm standing right here and my head and shoulders is over my hips, or worse yet, even past, if he tries to push into me, like I can't stop him, push me down, I can't stop, right? If I can just get my butt past my hips and my shoulders, when he tries to push into me now, he can try, but it's not gonna happen. Push me? Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Plus I wanna have this space. So when I make my move, 1, 2, 3, open, I go to get up, but he pushes me. Boom, I have to jump. Head and shoulders, butt past. While I do that, the hand comes around the head. I use it to slow him down a little bit like a snowplow. Comes through, 4 fingers in, high elbow, right? Now, of course, we're gonna be still moving backwards. As I do that, I put his head on the floor, come out the side a little bit, throw my leg over. Oh, finish the choke. Let's do from the other side, yeah. One, 2, 3, open. Come up, pushes. Here, all the way through. Grab my fingers, high elbow. Notice how I don't fall straight back. I put his head to the ground. Throw my leg over, I'm sideways a little bit. Right? Awesome. That's a great combo. Doesn't have to be in that order. That's the order we showed in the class because it's easiest to kind of put it together. But for me, I like to, especially no-gi, I like to sit up and attack the head first. And then when you defend that, I like to go into the fan sweep. Some people like to attack the Kimura right away, use it to go into the fan sweep, or counter the guillotine off it. So any one, it's like a triangle, any one could be the starting point. Doesn't have to be that order. Cool? Any questions? No? All right, let's see what Matt has to say. Here we go.
Well, no questions yet.
Maybe we should just roll.
Yeah. Hell yeah, shit. I haven't rolled in so long.
Man, I don't know. What do you think? You know, you have been here for a bit.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of an inside scoop. Like, what would you say is the most common reason people come in to check us out? What would you say? I don't really think that there's like 3, but I'm just curious what you say.
Lately, what I've noticed is more people are familiar with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and they just want to try it out.
Do you know where
they might be some of the recent ones was like they're looking for a martial art, and they came, and a lot of people said good things about Jiu-Jitsu. And one thing I found surprising was one guy was like, I expected people to know kickboxing more than Jiu-Jitsu for some reason. And he was like, oh yeah, I mean, I know, I've heard about Jiu-Jitsu more, so I figured I'll just try that first.
I think that people, like we have a Muay Thai program specifically. I think when people hear kickboxing, they're thinking more like, you know, like we get for a kickboxing class, and then when they do it, it's probably not what they thought,
right?
You know, at first, because aerobic kind of kickboxing is it's a great workout. I'm not saying it's not fun, you know, but the Muay Thai program, or a more fighting style oriented kickboxing program, has that same workout benefit, but it has the added benefit of being also an effective self-defense system too, and you're actually learning. And you know, so like a lot of times when I realize that, and the workout is just as good, and they find that they like it a lot. It's cool. You know, like, do you think that had a follow-up question on that, and we got sidetracked.
What did you think was the main reasons?
Generally, back in the day when I was working the front desk, when everybody was coming in and answering the phones, I seem to put everything in like 3 categories. Everybody's either looking for fitness, self-defense, well, adults are either looking for fitness, self-defense, or some sort of social physical activity that they can do. They're looking for the social aspect, the culture of it.
Right, like they're kind of fed up of just lifting weights.
Yeah, just going to the gym by yourself. Nobody helps you. You know, you don't know what you're doing, and like you don't seem like you're getting anywhere. That's a very common theme for people that come in. You know, for sure. Yeah, and the self-defense, of course, is a big one, and just looking for fitness in general. Yeah, for sure. I find that like if people come in for those things, which is almost everybody, I think that they get that, they achieve that almost immediately. After just a couple of months, they realize, wow, they're learning self-defense, they're getting in better shape, they're doing all this stuff, they're having a fun time. It seems like there needs to be more to keep you know, the long term. Yeah. So like, you know, people initially come in, I always like to say that's what brought you in, but like what keeps you is the never-ending cycle of learning, the intellectual part of jiu-jitsu, and of course the people.
Yeah, I mean, something I've noticed with the things going around now is how much the people miss being in here. Not only coming here for a class, but like hanging out, you know, seeing your buddies and stuff. And I think that's cool. That's
like I'm actually like I knew we had an awesome group of people. I know we have an awesome student base, but I'm actually a little surprised, even though I'm really happy about it and I was hoping for it, but I'm actually a little bit surprised with how well everybody's staying connected. Social media, like everybody's really staying connected. We're getting good engagement on the videos and the content. People are contacting each other and talking constantly in the private groups. Man, it's really great, and it just says a lot about the kind of culture that Shehan and the coaches and everybody that's the staff here has put together over the years, and it's awesome. Somebody's probably screaming, look at your phone, I'm asking a question.
What's the best way to fight off the body lock when someone has your back?
The body lock. Man, you know, there's I don't know what it's called, but there's something here. The body triangle that someone's talking about?
Yeah, I think from the back, yeah.
Something that I like. And when somebody has a body triangle on you, if Shehan can even triangle me, I don't even know if this is going to be doable, guys. Well, I'll just kind of do a walkthrough. Okay. So, like, say he's got a body, or you know what? Because I do it with this too. Okay. When somebody has the back or the triangle, the body triangle, right? This is a very difficult position. Obviously, this is bad news. Right off the bat, the arm that's over the top, I like to get control of it. I either want double wrist baseball back control, or I want here, or here. I can't reach back there because my arm is jacked up, but here, right? I'm gonna hand fight so I can get myself back to double unders, or hand fight so I have two one-on-one control with each. I like the 4-finger grips, right? But as soon as I can clear the grips, whatever your grip fighting situation is, close your guard, close this up. Once I can clear the grips, I like to drop it and come forward, right? And I'll grab his feet and pull him up, because if he's trying, like, look, just here, try and come up on my back now, right? It's hard, right? I'm pulling it tight. I'm gonna fall, of course, and I'm gonna start trying to work. If you had a triangle, I would start trying to untie it, but that's a really brutal position to be in. So even if he's here, he's got me. Flat, let's slide up so we make sure we don't stay in frame. Right, if I can't get the triangle off, I'm gonna grab it and come forward, right? Because now when he tries to attack my neck, it's very hard. It's hard for him to reach, right? I'm gonna break the grip and come down. That's something that works really well. The there's another he can't do it, but there's another trick where, like, what you want to do too is the person that's holding the body triangle, they want to have the triangle locked on the top side. So if we're here, let's switch around here because I'll do two. Yeah. This one isn't super consistent, but I'm locking the triangle, right? If I'm locking the triangle and I fall to this side, I want to be locked on this side, right? Let's spin. I would want to switch my feet, but if I don't, I can get in trouble here because he can trap my foot and there's an ankle lock here. Or a lot of times I can, if it's not locked in all the way, you can slide it off. The only problem with that is if the guy is super long and I can get my shin all the way through off my foot, then there's no more pressure on my ankle. So it's not like 100% successful. I like the sitting forward to avoid pulling the feet up and sitting forward to untie. It keeps them off your neck, but a lot of it has got to do with, just the situation. You want to try that?
What was it?
Try that.
Yeah. Oh, I've actually never done that. The one you just did.
Oh, so I'm here, right? So the problem is, like, I'm free to attack, right? So now you clear the hands and you sit way forward and grab well, here you're gonna grab my shin. And yes, because now, like, I can't come up to you.
Right.
Right, and then you're gonna start grabbing and attacking and pulling the foot off.
Right.
And all you gotta do is loosen it up. There's a lot of pressure.
Right.
Right, so you gotta be careful too.
Yeah.
But pulling that forward, right?
Right.
It works pretty decent.
I think we have a question from Matt. I'd like to see standing one rear sweep, 2 tomonagi, sickle variation of resisted
Tomonagi. Man, we probably should have somebody on the camera for that. Maybe I can explain it a little more back there.
I think Matt just wants to see me
Yeah,
getting thrown.
That's a man.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to see, I can put Shehan to sleep if anybody wants to. Live on video. Tomonagi is one of my favorite throws. There's 2 variations of it that I like. Just basically like they call it the monkey flip sometimes. All right, let's do one. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, let's try it. Should be fine here.
Huh?
Down here.
Like right here, I know that like you can see. So I'll demo one and then we'll come up and talk about it. So basically, okay. That's not. Yeah, so we'll start here. So basically what I'm going to do is push into you, push back into me. Right? Step. Oh. Oh boy. Nice. And then Yoko. It's going to be the same thing, but now you're going to kind of bend over. There. Yep. Just go with it, bro. Just go with it. Okay. So like you're going to be pushing into me a little bit, right? And then I'm just going to. Boom. Right? Okay? Yep. All right, 2 of my favorites, man. I actually tried to do this in the pan in 2010. I blew it. The first one, straight tomonagi. It's here. It's great for when they're pushing into you. If he's not pushing into me, I can do it from any grip, but we'll just do static grip or standard grip right now. I want to get him pushing into me, so I push into him, right? A lot of times in Jiu-Jitsu, you see guys doing this head-to-head stuff. They're doing all this kind of crap, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to step up and put my foot on his hip. My goal is to try and get under him. A good way to practice is have your partner just do wide legs and just be a nice static partner. So I'm going to step up, put my foot on the hip, and try and sit my butt down and slide under him as much as I can. Boom. And practice just holding him in the air like this. Right, we're here. I'm going to step up, put on the hip. Boom. There we go. If you're good with holding the person, I'm not throwing him for distance. Look. Boom. Ooh, there's the phantom step. That's a bad habit. Right? 1, 2. Feet on the hips. Now look, I'm going to move my head. I'm going to place his head on the floor next to mine. Bring it down and then just do a back roll. Move my head. Boom. Follow him up. Right? If you can do it slow, you can do it fast. for distance because I want to keep control of him because I want to ride up on the mount. If I let him go, he just gets up and he attacks me again. We're pushing into a little bit. Step. 1, 2. I take my attack. The Yoko Tomoe. This one is great for Jiu-Jitsu because you'll see guys like this. Grab my hands on the collar, little collars. And you see guys doing this. And they're like, here for like 10 minutes. Nobody's doing anything, right? So we can do it from that position. Listen. So he's pushing into me, right? Same thing. Watch just a little bit. I'm going to take my step. Look. Now instead of stepping in, I just step to the side a little bit. But from here, actually, I'm going to swing on you and hold me up. So I'm just going to take my right foot, put it on his hip, and just swing down. That's all I'm doing. One more time. Take my right foot, put it on his hip, and just swing. Naturally where you go. Swing. I'm going to like him, almost like a pole vault. I'm not trying to throw him completely over me. I just want to pick him up and turn him on his side. Same thing. Right from here. Come up. Usually on the arm belly, I come up. Sure hope this is getting there because this would be a waste of some good stuff. Right here. Without any motion, just here. Start the other side so you can see. There we go. Just 8. 1, 2. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh. One of my favorites. I love that throw. What was the other question?
He had rear sweep, standing rear sweep.
Stand. Oh yeah. Signal.
He has like 6, man.
All right, so he's just gonna do the most physical thing. He's gonna try and wear us out. We haven't worked out in 3 weeks. So, one of the biggest reactions from any time you're trying to pull somebody forward is they want to pull back, right? So anytime let's just figure. So anytime I get Shehan to try and pull forward, he's obviously going to resist and he's going to pull back. Yeah. So as soon as they feel this, we'll go back to the first one. As soon as they feel this, right? He doesn't want to go. Happens a lot. But look, here's where I'm going to hit my signal. My right leg and my right arm. Let go. I just lean. Boom. Like that. Other side. Here, I try and get him with the first one. And he pulls back. It's not going to go. Look. Boom. Right for my pass. One more time. Come up. Boom. Pulls back. Pulls back. Boom. Right? Sweet. It's a classic option. Works great. I think that's what Matt wanted, right?
Yeah. He had a couple more. He had Suskin sweep to mount, Suskin sweep to armbar, Suskin sweep to triangle.
Jesus, man. All right. So sus sweep, that's, what's that really called? I don't know. We call it the sus sweep after one of the black belts down at Easton's that I came up with, Jeff Suskin. He was great at this back in the day, so we just called it the sus sweep. After we do it, if you know the real name of it, just type it in there. You know what I'm talking about? So you're going to sit up. You're just gonna stand up in good posture. Boom. Like all the way. Boom. Right? That's all I want you to do. Come back down. Stand up strong. Jump up strong. Right? So when Shehan jumps up, go ahead. All the way up. Boom. Yes. I swing to the side and chop underneath. Right? Closed. I drive my hips into his thigh, pushing his knee that way. I roll up onto my elbow and hand, just like we did with that fan sweep, and it traps his knee, so it's hard for him to get up. With the momentum, I would pop up. Now with this is when, this is a great sweep. I do this no-gi a lot too, actually. This is a great sweep for when the person is standing up strong and they're exploding up really fast with good posture and they're driving up, right? So I'm going to keep my guard closed. It's very important. If he jumps up and I leave my guard open, now I'm done. I have to do something else. I want to keep my guard closed. And when I'm going to use him picking me up a little bit to slide over and scoop to one side. So he's going to jump up nice and strong. Oh, I slid over, right? And I drive, I'm not pushing him back. I'm driving him out. Boom, roll, and then I'm in. It's a good one. What's the...
Going to armbar and triangle?
We'll just go to the triangle. Actually, there's layers to this, okay? Because with this one, I swept them all the way up. There's going to be a situation where he's going to go down to his butt, but he jumps up, and I sweep him, and he goes down to his butt, but he stays up on his hand, and he holds me, right? Or there's going to be a situation where I knock him down to his arm or elbow, right? Or his elbow, and he holds me, okay? So the first one is going to be elbow. Let's, which side am I doing this? Let's go this way. So, he's going to jump up. Actually, let's move back a little bit because we're going to be, yeah. So when he jumps up, come up and grab him over. But now look, he's on his elbow and he's posting me, right? Because he doesn't want me to come up. So I'm going to come up, but I can't. He's going to push me back down if I don't do something, right? So here, I like to just wrap, and I'm going to snake the knee right across the front of his face. Boom. And come in all the way to my head, right? I'll finish the arm bar right here. A lot of times he'll jump over on his own, okay? I generally don't try to roll him. He'll roll to try and escape, but it doesn't matter. One more time. Let's come back a little bit so you can see more. So he jumps up, thinks he's good to go. Come up and hit that sweep. Bam! He pushes, right? Now look, when I jump, when I go, I'm gonna wrap, and my knee comes across. And I try and get my knees to we're going slow, so I'm kind of hitting the ground. But I would love to be able to go all the way to here in one shot. Right? Boom. Finish. Let's try that. Okay? Yep. Let's try the other side. Where's my tape? There it is. So he's going to get up. I hit the sweep. Bam. Close. The last option is when they really don't want to go down and they bounce to their butt and they immediately start coming back up like they're trying to push you back down. So let's go here. Let's try this way. So you're going to go, when I put you down, your butt's you're going to try and push me back into the guard. And we'll just do a straight push back first. Right here, yes, go. Back, yeah. they're gonna wanna do that, right? So now, oh, you're gonna hit that post and then freeze. Good? Right here. So look, I'm on my elbow. Maybe, I probably didn't even get to my hand. The head, as he's pushing me, my hand is wide, so he's gonna have to fight. Go. Right? One more. My elbow, sometimes you get up to your hand, but this leg is gonna be what I'm balancing on, so it's gonna be a float. So as he pushes me, he floats me. Go ahead, push me back. Ah, see? Boom. Whew. So now we're going to do like a half speed one. Go ahead. Oh. He's pushing me back. Oh. Lock up the triangle. That's one of my, man, this is all my no-gi stuff, man. I love it. The works good in the gi too, though, but fan sweep, a lot of fan sweep stuff I do. No-gi. This whole series, a lot, not the Tomoe-nage, obviously, that's gi grip. I've seen guys pull it off no-gi, but man, you gotta have a good collar grip, good collar tie. Shehan's gonna read, I'm gonna take a break.
I heard about how good Shehan's knee slice is a while back. What's a good defense for that?
Man, you gotta come to Bailey's class, he just covered all that stuff. For me, the knee slice, defending the knee slice. Man, I try not to let the person set it up, of course. For me, the thing that, there's a couple of good options. For me, the thing that always worked well is this right here. So we're gonna come here. I have two. I have something that I did for a long time, and then I have something that I've been working on more recently, right? And I think the more recent one is better. So I'll just show that one. So a shout out to Bailey, because Bailey's the one who showed it to me. So when as he comes through, right? Of course, I want to pummel, I want to do all my stuff, but as he puts this knee down, go ahead. I want to trap it into my armpit, right? Because as the armpit grabs, like he can't do this anymore. So even if I still have his ankle, right? I used to do something similar, and then it's the ankle trap escape. I used to do something similar. Go ahead. I would post, and I would come my elbow inside and post here. Right? And I would still have my underhook, but here would be the same thing. So now as he came through, it would be very similar. But I found that, and this I learned from Kayotera, actually, believe it or not. I took a class from him, and I did this, and that's the way he defends it. But I haven't been able to be super successful with making it work. He's awesome, of course, but I've never been able to replicate his success with it. So what I like is more trapping in the armpit rather than trying to get into my elbow. So. Or look, even from standing. So Shehan jumps through, right? I have to catch that. Because look, I'm gonna miss that pummel, or I'm not gonna miss the pummel, but I could miss that ankle grab, right? But I gotta trap here. Because if I don't, if I just post, he's gonna come through. One more time. So if he just comes through clean, and I just post him, man, there's nothing stopping his legs. And this is giving him what he wants. He wants to pull, right? So I can't just try and post with a long arm. He's gonna come through, and I trap his knee in my armpit, right? I really don't want him to grab my arm. A lot of times, right, to here. And now he can't go anywhere, right? So if he tries to drive through more, I have the ankle already. His knee is trapped, right? And now I'm basically in like a deep, almost like a Gordo half already, or a Coyote half, or whatever you call it. So look, now when he plays, I can bump him, I can take him over. So there's a lot of things that can happen. So my number one priority in stopping the cross knee pass is, one last time, it's trapping that knee up against my body in my armpit before he gets it all the way through. So he's gonna go. I want to get that underhook, trap that ankle, and block his knee. I like to go here because I don't like him messing with this arm, because if he pulls it out of the way, he's taking that off. So I like to go here. right? And then here. And then here it's my game. I like playing from here. You know, there's not a lot he can do. That's my go-to lately. That one. We're doing a good job staying in there.
My brain just exploded.
Who was it? Who asked the question?
That was Greg.
Oh, nice. Like I said, once we come back, talk to Bailey. He's really good at that.
All right, I think that's all the questions we have. I have actually a question. All right. So it's from that knee slice. So when I pass that knee slice, especially the lanky, long guys, what they'll do is I'll get through, I'll pass, and I'll come here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they do is they something like this, and start like doing the turns and shit. So like, how do I from?
So they're just sitting here?
Yeah. So I go and I go. Come here, and then yeah. So that's what they're doing, and that's just start. That's
Well,
Corey.
Actually, you know what? That's actually something that I do, especially in no gi. Because when I'm in the gi, it's a little bit more difficult because like people can grab your pants and your sleeves and stuff. But in no gi, one of my strategies for taking the back is to just fly through with a loose cross knee. Not expect to pass. I want the guy to roll to try and attack the single or the turtle, right? So, and like I said, with pants, it's a little different because then he can grab my pants and grab my jacket and stuff like that. But in no gi especially, and this is something that would help you because this is what you do. You fly through that cross knee pass, right? And most people, if they're passive, you'll just fly through and think you'll just get it, right? But people that are on the ball or have good technique, when I fly through like that, you're gonna want to underhook me. Wait, relax, relax. You're gonna want to underhook me and come up behind, right? So I rely on that. Let's slide it over a little bit. So I rely on, it's actually hard to get this on lower level people because they don't give me the reaction, the proper reaction that I want. So when I come through, right, you're gonna hit that front headlock attack, and if he's slow, I have the anaconda ready. Or just my head and arm. In no gi, I attack, that's my head and arm entrance. So I'll go right here. Same thing. So again, I'm going to slide through. You're going to try and pummel up behind me right away. Boom, I come through. Bang! Right? I get it. Right? So, it's right? What was the question? I forgot.
It's basically how to pin down the hips when they're trying to spin like back into the open guard. Because I can pass. Well, after I pass, these people are like getting their legs and hands on.
Well, passing the way you pass, you're flying through.
Yeah.
Right? A response to their reaction because it's loose. You're playing fast and loose,
right.
So you need to catch them in the scramble. Like you're not trying to pin them.
Right.
If you want to pin them, you know, you got to go a little slower, obviously, and you got to make sure that you get that underhook. So I want to be here, and a lot of times I like to stay right here because depending on where the arm is, it's hard to get in there.
Right.
So as I come through, I like to control here. Right. And then just come through. Right that way, no matter where this is, I have the underhook. Even if you're posting my face, then I can still come through.
Right.
The problem is if you go too slow, they cross collar you.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a couple ways. I mean, like you can come through heavy, like Coach Matt likes to do, where like you see, like this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll come into the headquarters and put my chest right on you.
Right.
So now it's heavy.
Yeah.
So now you're not underhooking me. You're trying to push that off.
Yeah. Right.
So it depends. It depends, like what the situation is.
I suppose.
You know, if the person is big and strong, if they're just as big as me or stronger or bigger, I may do the fast and loose.
Right.
You know, if they're my size or smaller, I may pin them. You know, it just depends. Depends on how good I feel with my head and arm on them.
Right.
you know, and of course it's not always a head on. Sometimes it's front headlock, and then you take the back.
Right. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's kind of the problems I've been facing with that.
The thing is too, it's set up grips. You know, like here, come back. You have the habit right now.
I'm going for the.
You're starting. Yeah, you're starting here.
Right.
So you're flying in from here, man.
Yeah.
You know, no grips, nothing. So you may want to set up, you know, like a good headquarters position.
Right.
Your grip, like this grip means a lot.
Right.
You know, the cross grip. I mean, the initial grip means a lot, and then here, see, I'm holding here and here, because a lot of times guys want to get up on their elbow, and then you like stand up and base. Right. So
right.
So I like to come in, right, with my with the same size shoestring, and grab the collar, sit, right, and I hold this and this like I'm holding you up. So now when you try and do a stand up, right, nothing's gonna happen.
Right.
Right, and even the stiff arm, it's not effective here. Right? So I can stiff arm you bad, and I'm too high. And I can slide down low. Right. And of course, there's the whole other option where I can come in low, put my head under your chin, drive you down.
That
is the whole. It's
I
the
think
other
that's what
side.
Matt does.
It's the other side of the spectrum, yeah, for sure.
I think.
He does. It's brutal.
All right. Do we have any questions?
No more questions from Matt, man. He's wearing me out. Sheesh.
All right. I don't think we have. We got 15 more minutes.
Well, we don't have to do the hour, man.
Yeah.
Like, was there any more? Or was that it?
No. I don't think so. No.
All right, guys. So I think we're gonna call it 45 minutes. We're gonna call it. We did a lot of stuff there. Review it, chew on it a little bit. If anybody has any questions about anything, hit me up. We can go over more detail.
When are we doing this again?
Well, we seem to be making Wednesdays the habit, so we'll do Wednesday again for sure. I know Coach Kelsey is doing something with the kids tomorrow at, man, I'm terrible. I want to say 5 o'clock, but don't quote me on it.
Right.
We'll announce it for sure. Today was another day where they announced we just got extended. And what was it? The
20th?
So the governor announced officially that we are now closed until the 20th, which I don't believe for a second that's going to be true. But that would be great if it is. But I'm expecting just, the month of April to be shot. So we'll see what happens. He said on the 15th, he will announce an update to make sure that that's staying true, or is he going to extend it again? So we are waiting until the 15th until we find more. But right now we are closed until the 20th of April minimum. All right. I would just like to everybody that we postponed, or we put everybody's membership on hold. We had a whole bunch of people email me and message me about wanting to keep their memberships going to support the gym. And for all those people, man, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's awesome. You guys are great. Being closed, even being closed, we still have, rent and utilities and phone and things that got to get paid too, so that really helps a lot. That's awesome. Man, what else? I'm blanking out. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. We're on hold. The holding pattern continues. We're looking at putting together a virtual platform for classes on the Zoom app. Everybody, I believe, or most of the students have access to the Zen Planner Fargo BJJ student app that links with our website. A lot of you guys already use it to keep track of your memberships and account information and stuff. We have a way to link Zoom straight into that. So Zoom is an app that's like a, what is it? It's like a conference calling platform to where we can get everybody on their laptops, and we can get a big group together, and we can do some live interaction classes. So we want to start setting up something like that. It's gonna be an experimental basis. So we're gonna be putting it together. We're gonna be learning it as we go. So we were thinking about maybe making it some sort of donation style, if that is cool with everybody. It's gonna be free to everyone regardless. or the members, all the members. Anyway, so and I think that is it for now, guys.
Yeah.
We are just going to keep putting out stuff to keep you guys engaged. And if you guys want us to do anything or have any ideas that you'd like to see us do, definitely let us know. We're down for all kinds of ideas, and we wanna make it happen, man. And we want to keep everybody engaged, and we miss everyone as much as we can. So keep those ideas coming, and we'll keep coming out.
It's weird coming in here and no one's there.
Yeah, it's tough. This is a place, you know, everybody's talking about online is the big thing, and like online formats, and we're learning a lot about this technology, and we definitely have some ideas that we're going to keep in play even after everything goes back to normal. We want to have some resources that are going to be available to students. So we're coming up with a lot of good ideas here. But man, jiu-jitsu and like our academy culture in general is about being in the real world, doing real things with real people, man, and that's what we want to do. So we want to get back to being in the real world and offline and accomplishing physical things as fast as we can. So
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, yep.
All right, guys. Have a good one. I'll probably see you next Wednesday. And Coach Kelsey will be coming up tomorrow, I believe.
Sweet.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank
see you guys. Oh, it's at 5:30.